Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are discussing Absolutely Devoted to You, the second movie in Hallmark's 25th birthday celebration lineup of 3 movies. This movie originally aired on August 8th, 2026 on the Hallmark Channel and is now streaming on Hallmark Plus. Hey, drop us an email. Let us know what you're thinking of these movies. We, earlier this week, dropped a Hallmark Headlines episode chock full of new information from Hallmark. We'd love to know your thoughts on that. We are mere weeks away from the full countdown to Christmas launch lineup announcement.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe it either. I mean, all the stores are all fall. It's the first week in August. I don't know what to do with that information. But we'd love to hear from you. hello@girlsgonehallmark.com. We did receive an email today, and they're raving about a movie that they loved. They don't name the movie.
Let's look.
I think it's about, I know what it's about, but
The one with no subject?
yeah.
It says, I love this movie. It just makes me feel good. I love the plot, the town. I especially love the house that they get to live in. All the while, an angel is watching over them and helping things move along in a way that is good for everyone. There are so many great actors, actresses in it. And of course, we can't forget how our Heavenly Father is watching over us and sometimes sends his helpers, angels, down to earth to remind us he's always watching and loving us. 10 out of 10 for this Hallmark movie. Has to be one of the Hallmark Hall of Fame movies, right?
Yeah.
The one, what is it called?
I can't think of the name of it either.
Oh my God.
A Season for Miracles.
Yes, A Season for Miracles.
Yep.
This is the plot of the movie, so we figured it out, but you got to tell us what movie you guys are talking about. But thank you for your email. Are you ready to get into Absolutely Devoted to You?
Let's hear a synopsis.
And then I'm going to just preface this with saying, I don't think this synopsis, I pulled it from the Hallmark website. I don't think it's quite accurate.
Okay.
Here we go. An ambitious TV producer devises a brilliant plan to reunite a 90s boy band for an annual summer beach bash, but her idea is derailed when she falls for the band's reluctant lead singer.
Yeah, none of that is accurate.
I know.
Stacey N. Harding directed Absolutely Devoted to You. Stacey has a long Hallmark resume, including fan favorites like Round and Round and Mystery 101, Deadly History. Writing credit is shared by Allie Spuck, Casey Tabanu, and Matthew Willis. Allie and Casey have written many Hallmark and Hallmark-adjacent movies. Their last project for Hallmark Channel was Scouting for Christmas from 2024. Matthew Willis has just 4 writing credits, including a short film and 2 video games.
Yeah, when I read 2 video games, I was like, well, I guess people probably do write stories for how a video game is going to play out. I had never thought about that before.
No.
Kimberley Sustad stars as Caitlin. This marks her first Hallmark appearance of 2026. After Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper, and 3 Wisest Men in 2025, we were overdue for a Kimberley movie.
Indeed.
In my opinion.
Jesse Metcalfe stars as Derek, making his long-awaited return to Hallmark after 5 years away. Fans will remember him from Chesapeake Shores and the Martha's Vineyard Mysteries series.
Megan Heffernan appears as Sarah. We last saw Megan earlier this year in Best Served Cold, a Hannah Swenson mystery.
Linda Boyd appears as Lucille. Linda is a familiar Hallmark staple with appearances in A Royal Montana Christmas, Happy Holidays, and The Real West. Tatiana Ostapowicz and Barry W. Levy appear as Mary and Mason, the charismatic co-hosts of The Morning Show. Hey, Wendy, what is your first impression of Absolutely Devoted to You?
Jesse Metcalfe, fangirl, activated.
Oh. My first impression is Hotter Than July will be the title of my memoir about life with perimenopause.
And the fact that you hate summer. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So tired of being hot, y'all.
Turn the air conditioning
It's on. It doesn't. Here's my problem. It's that I constantly have to be managing the temperature everywhere I go. You have to have the air conditioning blasting. I have to have a fan on. I have to get in my car and turn down the air because everywhere is hot. You can't just exist in the world. You constantly have to be artificially cooling it. Drives me crazy. And
I think the Oregon coast is looking better and better.
Girl,
for you.
if I don't move there, I'm summering there. Let me tell you, that is part of we were telling the kids, and my son was like, are you really going to move? He's like, where am I going to live after college? I'm like, bro, we're paying for a college education, so we don't have to answer that question for you.
That sounds like a you problem.
I'm like, I don't know, work remote from the Oregon coast, boy. I do not know what to tell you.
That's hilarious.
What did you like about this movie?
Well, I need to talk about Jesse Metcalfe.
I can't, I got to tell you, of
You're
all
shocked.
the things I thought you were going to say, I just didn't have Jesse Metcalfe in my top 5 for you.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I did not expect this either. I know Jesse Metcalfe has this very loyal Hallmark fan base. And we've seen pieces of Chesapeake Shores. I remember him from Desperate Housewives. And in my head, it's the Desperate Housewives guy who I see, like this young 20-plus-year-old, half-naked, very pretty
Pool boy. Landscaper.
That's who I see in
Wait,
my head.
when did Desperate Housewives come out?
I don't know.
I mean, it was at least 20 years ago.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I looked up his age because I was like, how old is this man?
Yeah, was he 19 years old on Desperate Housewives?
The internet tells me he is 47 years old.
Okay.
So he was in his 20s, you know, at that time. But that's who I have pictured in my head, right?
Yeah, and his only job on Desperate Housewives was to be hot.
Was to look good.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, I've seen like maybe 5 to 8 episodes of the first season of Chesapeake Shores, which I really enjoyed. It is a show I wish I had the time to go back and actually watch, not review, guys, just watch. But he's not one who like stands out to me. Like I didn't get excited. I know a lot of people are excited about his return to Hallmark. I was like, meh, whatever. And when this casting got announced, I was more excited that Kimberley Sustad was going to be in a movie than Jesse Metcalfe. Okay, with all that said, consider me converted. I don't know what it was. There was something about him as Derek that worked for me. You know, he looks a little, he still is very pretty, right? But he's a little bit more mature. Like he's obviously a little bit older, but it was his voice that kind of drew me in. He has this gruff quality in his voice that I was like, oh, okay.
He is a little grittier than your average Hallmark leading man.
Yeah, and I like gritty. I talked about that. I talked about it last week. I was like, I wish Will Kemp was a little grittier. You know, it just visually shows that you live some life and you're not just this, you know, picture perfect person. So I think I was taken by surprise and that's why I was like, oh, and then spoiler alert, he busts out onto the reunion stage and
Spoiler alert.
well, there was a minute there where I was like, he's not going to participate. What is going to happen? Caitlin is going to lose her job. I was really worried.
High stakes performance.
But man, when he walked out onto that stage and he was like in it, fully leaned in, I think I
really
squealed. I think I squealed. And I sent Megan a text. I was like, this is a little bop. I'm into this song.
This song's a banger. Look, I loved the song.
Me too.
One of my top likes is that final performance.
Same. I was like, they really went for it on Hallmark. I was super into it.
The song is fun. The dance is fun. I mean, they choreographed that whole dance. Let me tell you, it was my mom's birthday yesterday. I call her and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, we're in Vegas. I'm sitting at a video poker machine, which is her happy place. And I had talked to my dad and I was like, what are you doing in Vegas? And he was like, oh, we're seeing Boys in the Hood. I said, I don't think you are, Dad.
Boys in the Hood.
He goes, I don't know, Megan, a boy band. And I was like, is it Backstreet Boys? And he's like, literally couldn't pay me to tell you. He doesn't know. So I'm talking to my mom. I'm like, did you bring your all white outfits? And she was like, oh, is that what we're supposed to do? She's like, I actually have the perfect thing.
Oh my God. Hilarious.
I'm like, lean in.
But she doesn't know any of the music though, does she?
No, I was talking to my husband. I'm like, are they going to like this show? Maybe one or two of the songs will be like vaguely familiar, but it's a fun show going to the Sphere is fun, the visuals, but I just kind of imagine them like
They're like, we're going to go see a Vegas show.
leaving a few hours. I don't know. It's not that long. It's like a 90-minute show. Anyway,
Hilarious.
I was giving you my boy band credentials there to let you know that I feel like I have the chops to judge a boy band performance. And I got to tell you, I was thoroughly impressed with the costuming, the dancing. I mean, they got 8 guys on stage and they were bringing it.
I know. I thought it was great.
It was really speaking to, because, you know, if you go to a Backstreet Boys concert or a New Kids on the Block, everyone there is our age. Everyone there. And so they knew what they were doing because we are the Hallmark demo, like us and above. And they knew what they were doing.
They got to lean into the Gen X, the Esprit sweatshirt. That, you know what I'm talking about? We're the new Hallmark viewer.
I know. And this was genius. As the Gen Zers would say, Hallmark did their big one with this.
I know, they did.
While you are busy printing your Jesse Metcalfe fan club t-shirts, I will be over here renewing my membership in the Kimberley Sustad fan club, running for president because this woman doesn't miss.
She doesn't.
She's so good.
She's so good.
She has these micro expressions that she does.
Are you reading my notes?
Do you have
my God.
the same thought?
I do. Please, yes, please talk about it.
In the way she reacts, most specifically to Derek, but she does it with everybody. She does it with her boss. She does it with Sarah at work. But specifically, the way she laughs a little bit, the way she reacts to things, her face just ever so slightly adjusts. And it is perfection. She's so good. And I don't want to be like, she should be doing more than Hallmark, but I do think maybe she should just be Hallmark's best. I don't know, because I don't want her to go anywhere.
She is Hallmark's best.
I think she really is.
Yeah.
At the end, when he's about to kiss her and he's telling her his feelings for her and her little reactions, she conveys a lot with very little on her face.
Yeah.
And she was a stage actress before she was a screen actress. Those are very different skills because you got to be a much bigger actor on stage because it has to convey to an audience. And so those two types of actors, some are better at one than the other. But I'm telling you, she has mastered the art of just the micro expression, which is not the same thing as a microaggression, please hear me, that gets her point across very well.
Let me talk to you about one specific. There's 2 scenes where she has like her big convo with him, and she literally sheds a tear, which you don't often see like real tears. I feel like on Hallmark, when she goes outside and she's talking to Lucille, and there's something about the way Kimberley says that the way you can see all the internal processing that's happening in her body as she's trying to explain to Lucille like what just happened. She's so good.
She's the best.
She is so good. And you know, I just said like she is Hallmark's best. And then I think about, I want to compare her to, I don't want to compare, but I want to talk about like difference. We have Lacey Chabert, who is probably the face of Hallmark, right? Mm-hmm. I'm quoting the face of Hallmark. She gets all these big projects and whatever. She's like a certain type, though. She fits in a certain, like, type. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Where then you have Kim, who can do funny and do serious. If you've never seen, I'm going to throw it way back to Signed, Sealed, Delivered, their first season when they did episodes before the movies. There is a Kimberley Sustad episode, and she is incredible in this episode. I'm going to encourage you to go and find it. I will link it in our show notes. I can't remember the name of it right now. But she's so good.
I agree.
Now, I have a little bit of the chemistry between Kimberly and Jesse's characters doesn't totally click for me. And I'm going to get to that. But individually, I thought they were both very good.
Well, let me tell you something else I liked about this movie. The Mike and Mary in the Morning Show.
Yes.
They really went for it.
Mary's basically Kathy Lee Gifford, right? Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. But in terms of the production of this show, First of all, they carried it through the entire show. We see clips of the show. The movie opens with Mike and Mary in the morning. That's
Loved it.
Very unique for these Hallmark movies. And from the casting of these two characters who, I mean, Mary leans so hard into, yes, the Kathy Lee Gifford-esque persona, but they see it through. I mean, we have the full set. We have backstage. We have the on-screen graphics. They thought about those things in terms of making you believe that we're on set of a morning show, and I appreciate that attention to detail. Last episode, you joked that we're going to start including the editors in our news and notes.
Yes.
I do know who edited this movie.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Her name is Cindy Aoyang, and she has edited a number of movies, including 2 of the Groomsmen movies, All's Fair in Love and Mahjong, and Tidings for the Season. I do think that she gets some of the credit for the way this movie looks.
I think so too. And I really liked Love and Mahjong.
Me too.
And there was something about the way that movie looked, felt and paced was what I liked about it. So, okay, look at you, Megan.
I was actually looking for information on the music and digging in, and then I saw it and I thought, well, I got to know more about this.
Well, I got to know if this single is available anywhere.
Well, you know, can I tell you, I was curious. I'm like, is that Jesse Metcalfe singing?
He does sing.
He does sing, and he definitely sings to Caitlin at the end.
Right, which I thought was really good too. But you're wondering if that like recorded song is him actually singing?
Well, yes, because I watched the full credits. And at the end of the credits, they share there are 3 songs with information. Hotter Than July, a song called Cool Like This, and a song called Everything's Gonna Be All Right. Well, Cool Like This and Everything's Gonna Be All Right both have artists listed. But for Hotter Than July, they have the writers, music producer, the vocal producer, the recording engineer, but no artist.
Oh, interesting.
So I looked, y'all. I have done the research. I'm very curious who was singing, because it certainly seemed to me like that very much could have, it was not giving Jesse Metcalfe lip syncing on set.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish we knew. I know we touched on it a little bit, but the whole reunion performance at the end, like I just thought like that was the payoff the entire movie had been building to, and it had set up enough like suspense for me. Like, is he going to come out or is he not? Because it seems like they were halfway through the performance and then he came on.
Yeah.
Right? It was fun, and that's what I liked about it. It was fun, and then I really loved Mary. The fact that she's like a little bit unhinged over this like boy band, it felt very relatable.
Yes. When he hugs her at the end and she's like, ah.
Yeah, it just was fun. That's what I really enjoyed it. Do you have any more light?
My only other like is just a quick one. I thought there was lots of dry humor in the writing, and I appreciated that. That vibes with me.
Loved it.
Let's take a quick break, and we will come back to talk about our wishes. Hey, Wendy, what did you wish for while watching Absolutely Devoted to You?
Well, as much as I liked it, I do have some wishes. And I've been thinking about it because I'm like, what did I miss? The movie's telling us that Derek doesn't want anything to do with this old band, right? He like doesn't want that life. Did he ever get to like the real reason why? Was he burned out? Was it like his mental health? Was there conflict? What was it?
Because he likes connecting with people, and once they started to get big, it felt very impersonal to him, and he wasn't able to make those personal connections.
Is that enough reason to... Don't you think you can...
Look, Derek is a little bit of a, baby back B word in this movie, I'm going to say.
A what? A baby back... I mean, is that what you're saying?
It is.
What does that mean?
I just think he's a little whiny. I just think I've got some issues with Derek.
Yeah, I didn't think Derek was. I have some issues with Derek too. Don't get me wrong. I liked Jesse Metcalfe as Derek. Now, Derek, you're right, was a little like hard to understand.
Yes,
is how I felt about him. I thought, okay, if he was missing the human connection, like give me some sort of like flashback. I think a flashback would have gone a long way in this. And I know it probably would have been hard to do because then you would have had to make like Jesse Metcalfe look really young in terms of like.
And you can't give him bangs.
You can't, exactly. But I needed something. I needed to know like what his resistance was.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, Derek's new life to me looked like he was hiding, right? I like that he found purpose in like connecting and working with the kids at the community center. I mean, this is very Hallmark tropey, I thought, that sort of thing, But what I struggled with was like how secretive he was. Like, I think that there's a stronger message there. Like if he wanted to really be there for these kids and teach them something, he could be like, yes, I was famous and that was a part of my life, but now I choose privacy and this is why. Like there's a difference between having boundaries and like running away from like who you were, I think.
Agree.
I just thought, because, he was like so into like, I want to teach these kids something. And they're like, we already know that you were famous. This was this big like secret. I don't know. I didn't love that. Let me hear your beefs on Derek.
Well, I think Derek behaves badly, and even Lucille calls him on it early. He's like, you've made all these promises and you have no intent of following through. And at the end of the movie, Caitlin is apologizing profusely on this beach. And I don't really think what she did was that bad.
I don't either.
He doesn't ever apologize. He starts to explain himself a little bit, but he doesn't really apologize. And I'm like, what is happening here? I don't like that. I also think, look, you're entitled to not want to be a part of this band anymore. You don't really have to have a reason. You could just, that's a different part of my life. I don't want to do that. That's perfectly fine. But I have some questions. Derek says, our manager owned us, the record label owned us. We didn't make any money. All these dudes look like they're rolling. Where'd that money come from? One dude lives on a yacht. The other one has like a big, beautiful house.
They must have got some kind of money.
But where's that coming from? Also, Derek talks about the community center isn't going to be able to fund its programs. And she's like, oh, and you'll lose your job. He's like, I don't care about that. So are we to believe like he has money and he doesn't need the job? Well, this was unclear to me because the three other guys certainly weren't like working at the local car dealership to make ends meet. I didn't understand that. I needed more clarity on that.
Maybe they would go to like the fan fests.
Maybe, because the other thing is Caitlin says like, why don't you ask the guys for money? And he's like, with what? How are they going to help me out?
Yeah.
Well, they clearly have money and they're also clearly in each other's lives because they knew where to find him.
Right.
Anyway, it was just a note that I couldn't quite figure out. The other thing is, look, Derek, you working in a community center, you need to raise money. You got to lean into every money-making opportunity. And you need to understand that people will show up if they know that you're involved.
I know.
So
put your freaking
just put your name
aside.
On it.
Yeah.
Like with special guest, Derek Dane.
Yeah.
I understand that you don't want it to be about you, but at this point you're hurting your nonprofit by not using your name and your history. You don't even need to perform. People don't even care if you're performing. If you come out and you're the one introducing these people, that's enough.
Right.
Sell a meet and greet. Do, like you said, fan conventions. Do a photo opportunity. That's all people care about. All these 90s con stars that are showing up, these people make boatloads of money just showing up to take photos. I just think there wasn't trauma involved in his past. He just didn't like it anymore. It wasn't working for him. So I just think maybe loosen up a little bit.
Loosen up. I agree. Well, okay, I want to talk about this, and I mentioned it before in terms of the characters of Caitlin and Derek and why they don't click for me for some reason. It has been when I was writing my review, the hardest part to like put my finger on because I liked each of their performances, like I said. But like somewhere along the way, like I'm not buying them as like a couple that's super interested into each other. First one is because I thought Kimberly's character, Caitlin, was definitely producing him. Like she was manipulating him for her own benefit at the beginning. she needs him so she can get her promotion, right? And the questions like she's asking him, it's very like, you know, like a producer on a reality show. Like you're trying to get like something out of somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Like I could never fully buy into like, oh, now she's really into him. Like what? She didn't even know. There was like a weird energy between the two of them is all I can say. It was just Kimberly's like rom-com energy and Jesse is not.
A little more Lifetime movie.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. And I'm not talking about them as actors, but just like the way that they played these characters as together, it like never quite like synced up for me. There was just like at the end, I was like, I don't get that these two like are in love with each other.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I have one tiny, tiny, tiny little wish
Okay.
that I thought would be super fun. I wish the former like boy band members, it would have been a perfect opportunity to sneak in some of our Finding Mr. Christmas guys.
Yes.
Don't you think so?
Yes.
I wish they would have done that.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk. Did you see that?
I got a couple.
Okay.
Caitlin brings Derek a double espresso in a clear plastic cup with no ice.
Yeah, what is going on there?
Did you notice that?
Yeah, why? I didn't understand that at all.
And then he just like there's no straw. He just like throws it back.
Is
and I'm
it
like,
hot?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, why did we have this giant cup?
Couldn't understand. We earlier talked about a full head to toe white wardrobe. I did love that the younger guys were dressed in white. Like I think maybe they all were in their reunion, in that final reunion.
They all were, but the younger guys had colored shirts on over them.
I mean, it's a if you know, you know kind of.
That was great.
I thought that was great. Also, my final, did you see that? The character of Caitlin, she introduces a choreographer to the boys.
Oh, yes.
His name is Paul Becker. He is not a fictional person. He is a real life choreographer, and he's done a ton of Hallmark movies and musicals.
I looked him up as well.
Yeah, I saw he worked on Hope Valley, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, so I was like, what are they all 8 episodes he's credited on? And I thought, what are they choreographing? I mean, I know there are some dancing scenes, but I thought that was very interesting.
I know, but I just love that they like actually introduced him and then like
used his real name.
Yeah.
Yes, and she was like, oh, he has a huge Instagram following. He has 44,000 Instagram followers. I also thought it was interesting. He choreographed the Call Her Alex documentary.
Yes, I saw that too.
Anyway, but yes, I love the inclusion of a real person. My only other, did you see that? Because I had that Paul Becker as well. We get our second movie in a row with a flirty measuring scene. Although it's Sarah doing the measuring, not our main character. But
oh, yeah. Oh, and it was funny, I thought. I really like Megan Heffron.
Me too.
I think she could be a lead, honestly, in a rom-com. We see her in a lot of mysteries, but I think she's great.
I think she's great too.
It was really funny when she was like measuring him. I was like, is she going to go down and like measure from like, you know, the, what's it called? Like the
inseam?
The inseam, yes.
Joey Tribbiani. That's how you measure pants. I just laughed out loud when Caitlin says, I don't know how to relax. When the younger guys are like, our moms told us about you. Perfection.
Good stuff.
What did you rate this movie?
I gave it 4 stars.
I gave it 4.25 stars. A good time.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark. We'll be back next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.